Long ago, when the earth was young and full of wonder, things looked very different. The rivers were cleaner, the skies were brighter, and the animals wore coats of extraordinary beauty. Among them was the bear, strong, proud, and most of all, admired for his magnificent long, fluffy tail. It was thick as a cloud, soft as snow, and shimmered like silver in the sunlight. Bear was very proud of his tail. In fact, he couldn't stop talking about it. "Just look at this tail," he would say, swishing it from side to side. "No one else in the forest has a tail quite like mine." Now, Fox had always been clever, and a little too clever for his own good. He was quick with words, quicker with tricks, and had a sharp eye for anything that made him jealous. And oh, how he hated Bear's tail. It was far too beautiful, far too admired, and far too swishy for Fox's liking. So, Fox began to think, what if Bear didn't have a tail anymore? One freezing winter morning, Fox was out by the frozen lake, fishing through a hole in the ice. He was good at fishing. No one quite knew how he always came back with a pile of fish, but he never went home hungry. As luck would have it, Bear came trudging by, his breath puffing clouds in the cold air. He stopped and watched Fox pull up another wriggling fish. "Fox!" Bear called. "How do you do it?" "I never catch anything in this cold. Teach me your secret, won't you?" Fox smiled slyly. This was the moment he'd been waiting for. "Oh, Bear," said Fox, eyes twinkling. "It's all about the tail. You, my friend, have the perfect tail for fishing. Why, with a tail like yours, the fish will come from every corner of the lake just to nibble on it." Bear puffed up with pride. "Really?" "Oh, yes," said Fox, grinning wide. "Come, I'll show you." He led Bear to a quiet spot on the ice and used his sharp claws to cut a hole. The icy wind whistled around them. "Now," said Fox, "sit here. Lower your tail into the water, nice and still. You mustn't move. The fish are shy. You have to stay completely frozen until morning. But trust me, by dawn, you'll have a tail full of fish." Bear, thrilled by the idea, did exactly as he was told. Fox chuckled to himself and padded off into the woods, muttering, "Let's see how proud you are tomorrow, my fluffy-tailed friend." Night fell. The forest grew silent. Bear sat by the hole, his tail deep in the freezing water. He waited and waited. He was cold. He was tired. Eventually, he dozed off. By morning, Fox returned, trying not to laugh. To his surprise, Bear was still sitting there, fast asleep with icicles in his fur. Fox clapped his paws and shouted, "Now, Bear! Now! Pull up your tail!" Startled awake, Bear jumped up and tugged hard. But his tail didn't budge. He tugged again. It was stuck. Bear grunted and pulled with all his strength. And then, crack! Bear fell backward. His tail snapped off and still frozen in the lake. Fox burst into laughter, rolling on the ice, tears streaming from his eyes. "Oh, Bear," he gasped, "what a tail that was." But Bear did not laugh, not one bit. And from that day on, the bear's tail never grew back. That's why, to this very day, bears have short, stumpy tails and a deep, growly grudge against foxes. So if you're ever walking through the woods and hear a bear growling, now you know, he's not angry at you. He's just remembering the day he lost his beautiful, fluffy tail, all because of a sly old fox.